Hello YouTube, this is me back again with another video, and I'm gonna be basically talking about how I'm 26 years old, or supposedly I am 26 years old, and I don't have any friends. Why I live life as a loner, and I'm just gonna go in by starting by saying that I'm an introverted person. Even though I'm an introverted person, I've had moments in the past where I've had like friend groups that I was a part of when I've had close friends and acquaintances. But mostly these days I just have acquaintances. I don't really have like close friends or like people that are like, in my close circle. I don't have a very big circle. I just have a few people that I interact with on a weekly basis. I won't even say daily basis, but a weekly basis. I have a few people that I interact with, and the reason why this is happening is because life just forced me in a situation whereby, people abandoned me. People abandoned me. I was put in a life situation. I was put in a political situation whereby people abandoned me. People distanced themselves from me, and people haven't really been able to freely interact with me like how a normal person should be. And this has caused me to, be more withdrawn because I feel like my interactions with people are a bit held back. There's like a lot that's held back between me when I'm interacting with people and them as well. And I just haven't found like, the fluidity to like freely interact with people and get to know them, and just like the openness between me and people has not been that great. That's why I have been on my own. And what is this political situation that you may ask that I'm involved with? Well, it's just complications about like some fortunes of mine that I believe I'm entitled to, that people are keeping away from me. You know, for the longest of time, I've had this thing on my mind whereby like I have these entitlements, these fortunes that I'm entitled to, that people have been hinting to me about. It's weird things going on in my life when I log online or just in my media environment. I see like these hints. It may be like the actions going on in my environment, things that may happen in my environment. It may be like, signs that may be put around me, or online it will just be like the algorithm will bring certain results that will show information or like hint about certain things that are going on in my life. And I've been having these weird things happening in my life whereby strange people have been coming into contact with me in strange ways, even though that's not something I want to get into right now. But I just want to talk about like how people have been hinting to me about like certain things that have been happening in my life about me, particularly being a famous person. And I have been talking to a therapist about it. And when I spoke to the therapist about it, and when I spoke to a psychiatrist about it, they told me that all of these things were in my head, but I don't think so. I have reason to believe that these things are definitely not in my head. And I've just been living life, supposedly trying to navigate about, you know, attaining certain things or like certain status, that status that should be available to me, but I just haven't been able to get there yet. And this status of like being, a successful person, or like, a rich individual, or like rich entrepreneur that they were hinting about to me. And you guys probably know about this. The guys that are probably watching my video you probably know about what's going on more than I do, because I feel like it's something where everyone around me is pretending like they don't know certain things that are happening in my life, even though they are happening. And I've just been trying to rectify this issue for the longest of time. I've been living with this thing for like close to 5 years or longer. It could even be longer than that, because I don't know how exactly the time span that all of these occurrences began happening, but it's been happening for the longest of time. And I spend my days just, alone. I have activities that I do. I have hobbies and interests that I do. I try and get out, try and get out of my room. I try to go outside. I try and exercise. I try and play sports. I try and read books. I try and learn skills online like coding. I try and learn skills, different skills that I'm trying to learn. I won't get into all of them, but I do things, I'm passionate about music. I want to become a musician, and I have uploaded a freestyle one time on my channel when I was talking about, how I became a rapper, and I gave you guys a quick freestyle. But for the most part, I don't really have like close friends, I haven't been that close with people, and it's been something that has been making me feel down sometimes because everyone has that need for belonging. But I just feel like the way my life has been set up is like I you know I associate with people, but I associate with people without belonging. Like I interact with people, I see people around, but when I interact with them, I feel like I don't belong with that. I feel like there's just something that's preventing me from, having that sense of belonging with people. And it's just that I feel like there's something which is people are making themselves distance themselves from me about. When I walk outside, I see it's kind of like this thing whereby people either avoid me, or like they ignore me, or like, they act like they're uninterested with me, or like they'll dismiss me when I try to like connect with them. I've had certain friend groups that I used to hang out with. I used to have this one stoner friend group that I used to go over and hang out with them, but even when I used to hang out with them, the vibes weren't really like, it was something that was off about those vibes. And even when I'm with certain other groups of people in other environments, I'll notice that these people may like be a bit like reserved towards me. Like there's a way that people are reserved towards me, and I don't know how to explain it, but I just haven't been getting along with people. I just haven't been relating with people in the best way, you know. And the reason why I created a YouTube channel is that I can have an audience, so that I can have like people that can understand me, and people that I can relate with, and people that can relate with me as well. And that's why I started this YouTube channel, just so that I can you know get more exposure online and start like get like belonging on into an online community, and find like my niche, or like my group of friends, or like you know my 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 set of people that I belong with online. And it's a start for me because this channel is new, and this being a new channel, I'm gonna be doing things to like increase my audience online, and my online presence online. And I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna be going out to try and make relationships with people. I will be doing that, and I'm not saying that I haven't been trying to do that, but it's just been difficult for me to like relate with people, especially because of something that I believe is going on in my life, that if I haven't explained well at this point in time, then I'll probably explain well later in time. But I've just been having a lot of things that have been putting me down as an individual, and been hard for me to get along with people and relate with people, man. But I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna, because everyone has like, that everyone has like, their type of people that they get along with, and I haven't specifically found my type of people ever since I moved into this particular city, which is Wichita, uh, Wichita, Kansas. Maybe I have found my group of people, but it's just been certain things that have been preventing me from getting along with them, you know. So I'm trying to do things to come out of my bubble. And if you see this and you're a content creator in Wichita, or you're someone who, you know, is like a move maker, you're making moves in Wichita online, and you're looking for someone to like get along with, if work with, if my content is something that you feel like you can relate to, or like is within your niche, then we can collaborate and we can get along, and get to making content. I'm interested in things like music. I'm interested in things like debate, online debate, or like just intrapersonal interpersonal debate. I'm interested in things like more motivational speaking, or like life lessons, or like life coach like skills, and that type of thing, or just like business skills, or like business acumen, and like that type of thing. and just like social awareness, and talking about things like mental health and like deep societal issues. And that's what I'm really interested in and what I'm planning to do with my presence online. I also want to be an entertainer, so I want to do things like comedy and further my content creation skills like music, and just do things for like for fun, have like fun engagement sessions with people, and get to like do things online for fun and just express myself online for fun. But for the most part, I'm an indoor type of guy. In case you guys want to know more about me, I'm just an indoor type of guy. You know, not necessarily staying at home, but I be in indoor spaces like libraries. I chill a lot in the library. You know, I go to the studio a lot because I make music. I go to the library. I go to the studio a lot. you know, I'll go to like, I'll just be chilling indoors or like in my house, just working on things in my house, doing chores, or like, just learning online, just learning and watching things online. But I am trying to actively make friends around in Wichita. And if you see this and you're one of my friends in Wichita, or like, you're in Wichita and you see me around, or like you go to WSU because that's where I'm currently studying at, and you see this, then you should hit me up when you see me, such that we can get on to doing some things. I'm trying to get active. The whole point about this video is I'm trying to get active, but I have zero friends, and I think it's just something about my life that people are, you know, acting, distant to me because of maybe something awkward about my life. And I know what it is about my life that's keeping people away from me, but I won't get into that at this point in time. You know, as I get to express myself more and grow as an individual, that will cause me to like, express myself further. And you guys will get to see more about me and more depth about like my, mental state, and just like, my thoughts and feelings. But that's it for this video, and that was just me talking about like who I am as a person, and just like my life. But hopefully you guys could resonate with the content, and I hope this video can get a like from you, a share, and I hope you can subscribe to my channel as well. And this has been another video yet again by Ramadadan.